We have the World Series matchup set. It will be the Dodgers against the Blue Jays. But before that, let's talk about some of these performances in the LCS round. Shohei Ohtani records what
What
I
did he
think.
do?
Oh, he only put up 10 Ks in 6 scoreless innings. And then not only that, he hit 3 home runs to put away the Brewers. He puts together probably the greatest playoff performance in the history of baseball. I mean,
What else could you compare it to?
yeah, there's nothing. Babe Ruth didn't pitch and hit at the same time. He did them both at different times in his career. So this has never been done before. It's an incredible thing to watch. I'm lucky to be alive to be able to get to see this in my lifetime because this is incredible. And I mean, at this point, you have to start thinking about Ohtani being the greatest player of all time, uh, just based on what he can do and the versatility that he has. But on the American League side of things, we say farewell to the Seattle Mariners, who put together a great run this season. A team that had never been to the World Series. They're the last MLB team that hasn't made a World Series in their franchise history, and due in large part to Mr. Clutch in the playoffs, George Springer hitting a 3-run homer that pretty much catapulted this Toronto Blue Jays squad to the Fall Classic. And as far as Seattle's concerned, in professional sports, we talk about the windows to getting a title. They close quickly, and in baseball, I feel like they close quicker than most other sports. We may not see Seattle back here in this position, which is an unfortunate thing. They have a lot of young talent, but that doesn't always carry over into the next season when these seasons are so long. Baseball is such a fickle game, and you can't bet that this team's going to be right back in this position to make a run to the World Series again. Uh, but we've got a really great matchup with the Dodgers and Blue Jays. So yeah, give me your thoughts on what happened in the LCS round and this matchup coming up.
Yeah, I remember going into the NLCS, they were talking like how the Brewers had beaten the Dodgers in the regular season a couple times, and we clearly saw that means absolutely nothing.
Squat.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Dodgers just took care of business. Didn't even really seem to care when they won. Treated it kind of just like a regular. I mean, just if you just watch the reaction after they got the final out, they just look like, yep, this is a normal baseball game in July that we just won. So clearly they have bigger aspirations. Yeah, the ALCS game was awesome at Game 7. Yeah, because that was a 3-run home run that gave them just a 1-point lead. Yeah, they were down 2, I believe, in the 7th inning, and Springer hit that clutch home run in the 7th, and they took that 4-3 lead and didn't look back. That was, that's like a dream moment for any baseball player, and then George Springer, I feel like, has those moments almost every postseason. So, World Series. Question is who's America's team? Who's America's team this World Series? Is the Dodgers, who everyone seems to hate, or is it the Blue Jays, who are obviously in Canada? So, I'm going to go with my prediction from the beginning of the year. Dodgers are going to win this series. I think
you had them
5. The Dodgers have road field advantage in this series, and yeah, I say road field advantage because for me, home field advantage means absolutely nothing in baseball, and it's actually true because since 2022, since the playoffs have expanded, home teams actually have a losing record in the postseason. So, but it doesn't matter. Dodgers could have home field or road field advantage, and they'd still probably win this in 5 or 6, possibly 4.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle proved that going to Toronto was a piece of cake, and they got the 2 wins to start that series. And so, yeah, an interesting stat. This is the 5th time since the LCS round began that one team swept their playoff round and the other went 7 games. in the previous 4 instances, the team that went 7 games ended up winning the World Series. That was the Giants over the Tigers in 2012, Red Sox over the Rockies in 2007, my St. Louis Cardinals over the Tigers in 2006. Man, the Tigers are getting the shaft in this segment. Dodgers over the A's in 1988. That was the classic Kirk Gibson series. I don't believe what I just saw. So that was, an interesting stat coming into this season, coming into this playoff round. The Blue Jays, they have a shot, I think, to win this, but there's a lot of what ifs. Is Bo Bichette going to play? That's a huge thing. He's been out since September 6th when he got injured. He strained his PCL or sprained his his PCL in that game against the Yankees, and so he hasn't been back since then. Hasn't played in the playoffs yet, but he would be a huge X factor for the Blue Jays in this series. Blue Jays bats are rocking since that Seattle series, and the big matchup I think in this game is going to be between that lineup for Toronto against the Dodgers starting pitching, which has been incredible. They haven't even had to really dig deep into their bullpen, which is probably their one weak spot on this team. So the big question is, will the Toronto bats be able to get them to the bullpen of the Dodgers? Because then that's when they can really start to unload and have a lot of success against this team. The Dodgers are rested. They've had a lot of rest since sweeping the Brewers, and is the long series that Toronto had against Seattle going to work against them here? I don't know. It's baseball, so if this was basketball, maybe we'd be questioning that a little bit more. But should be a fun series. Like you said, you had the Dodgers at the beginning of the year. That was a great pick. Chalky.
It was very bold at the time.
So should be a lot of fun. We'll be able to recap some games as they go across. This is the World Series. We're going to recap these games. We're going to watch them.